Nadine, I have a question. It's also based on the weekly analysis that we were doing this morning. When we look from the daily or the 4 hours, we have like US, we know that US dollar is strong, but the pairs like, let's say US dollar Swiss, we are on an uptrend. And then we see that we have some volume at the top of the move, but we are on an uptrend. So when do we know that this volume was not able to do anything and this is the moment we can buy? Do you understand what I'm saying?
When do we know that if the volume didn't do anything? Okay, that part I can explain, but what was the end part?
When can I know in this moment, okay, the volume is there, it's at the top,
Right.
but I want to buy, I don't want to sell it. So when can I safely know I can buy? Volume is there, but I don't know, it didn't do anything, sellers were not able. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me explain this thing. Okay, let me bring you to screen sharing. You're referring to an example like this, right, where the volume's right at the top?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
And your goal is to buy, but then the volume at the top is a concern of, is that a sign of cash out, and is it going to roll over and collapse? So the idea is you have to observe, is it going to do anything? So not always does a volume come out on the candle and it's that same candle that has to collapse. It can do that gradually. From that area, the buying stops and then the rollover happens. So if you want to buy, okay, if the buy is of utmost importance to you, at any point, you should not break barriers in a way where the barrier is broken because of dollar or because of Swiss. What that means is technically, through technical analysis, the price can go lower and that's perfectly okay. But the last thing you want is price goes lower, but it's because the dollar is crashing, or it's because the Swiss is gaining massive amounts of strength across the board. If that's happening across the board, then you don't want to touch it anymore. But if price simply goes below that level, that's okay. That's okay. In fact, that's preferred. It's preferred to get your buys done that way. Okay, so just be aware of that. If dollar lets go of its strength that it has right now, then this thing can have some meaning behind it, saying it's starting to push. People are looking at that area of, okay, high intensity, whatever that news was, they're referring to that as there's no point of holding on anymore. There's no point of pursuing the buy anymore. And that's what can make it cascade down very aggressively. Okay, so the answer lies within correlation. The correlation will tell you if it shouldn't be pursued as a buy anymore.
Yes, okay, perfect. So volume itself might not say much, but if you use correlation together with the volume, then you can understand a little better. Can I get this buy done or not?
Correct. Generally, a volume up in that area means sales coming. But correlation is telling you a different story, especially in this type of market. It's telling you dollar strong and Swiss is weak. That's a little bit of a conflict of interest. So then we're sensitive to suddenly the dollar switching or suddenly the Swiss switching around.
Yes, okay. Should we wait in this case for like, let's see if the volume is going to do something, and if the volume doesn't crash and correlation also say US dollar is strong, Swiss is weak. So in this case, we can still go for a buy.
Yes. And that one is preferred when the price comes down a little bit lower, but it's not crashing.
Yes.
That's preferred.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Great. Yes. Thank you.